Welcome to Fanalytics, where we translate fans' passion and hype into cold, hard facts. It's been 4 years since Dragon Ball Super Broly capped off the Super anime, and while a sequel has been in the works since before that movie's release, the public at large only learned about the existence of Dragon Ball Super Superhero in May of last year. Released in Japan in June of 2022, an English-language dub is finally set to hit North American theaters on August 19th. The first 20 minutes of the film, shown subbed at San Diego Comic-Con and dubbed 2 weeks later at Crunchyroll Expo, saw one of two new android characters created by the infamous Dr. Gero's grandson, Dr. Hedo, beat the ever-loving crap out of Earth's mightiest Green Daddy Piccolo. So we took to the ground at Crunchyroll Expo and asked who would win in a fight, Hedo's newly crafted Gammas 1 and 2 or Gero's classic creations, Androids 17 and 18.
I think Gamma 1 and 2 will win.
I think 17 and 18, they're definitely cooler.
I gotta go with the androids.
I say Gamma 1 and 2 will beat Android 17, 18.
And the OGs take it on this one with a solid 86% of the votes. In defense of the Gamma twins, audiences outside of Japan don't know that much about them unless you've read the entirety of the Dragon Ball Super Superhero page on the Dragon Ball Wiki and decided to spoil everything for yourself, which, hey, no judgment, you do you. But if you did happen to peruse that page and scroll down to the bottom where the cast is listed, you'll notice two longtime Dragon Ball favorites who've been notably sidelined in recent stories, Gohan and Piccolo, get top billing, in case it wasn't obvious from all the promotional material. So we asked fans, now that Piccolo and Gohan are returning to the spotlight, which secondary Dragon Ball character should take the lead in the next movie? Krillin, Tien Shinhan, Master Roshi, or Yamcha?
You gotta give my boy Tien some love.
I want Krillin back, he was cool.
Ooh, Master Roshi.
I feel like Tien needs some spotlight.
Everyone got some solid votes here, with some Master Roshi stans even going so far as to pitch what that movie might look like.
Master Roshi is their teacher, and they're all from the School of the Turtles, so maybe some sort of slice of life.
But it was ultimately everyone's favorite memed man, Yamcha, who came out on top.
Yamcha, I know he's gotten so much hate and he gets memed on pretty hard.
I'm gonna have to go with the Yamcha. He needs a redemption arc.
Yamcha.
Yamcha, my boy.
You know, maybe people are finally remembering how Yamcha turned his life around, going from desert delinquent to pretty okay fighter for a meager human to professional baseball player, making him one of the only characters in the Dragon Ball saga who has, like, a real job. Look, if Gohan can pull himself away from his professorial research long enough to take down the revived Red Ribbon Army, it's not too late for Yamcha, whose work at least requires him to stay in shape. But the people willing to stop and chat with us outside of the Crunchyroll main stage before hitting the manga library or tearing it up on the DDR machines is admittedly a small sample size. So we posed these same questions to fandom's Dragon Ball community. Without being immersed in the hype of constant anime bangers and a non-stop parade of well-styled Saiyan wigs, would their response be the same? Here's how fandom users responded to the Android Showdown question. Turns out, the internet thinks shiny and new outmatch the old guard, with 64% of the votes going to Gammas 1 and 2. Maybe more of them were in Japan during Dragon Ball Super Superhero's initial theatrical release, or they've been combing the dark web to get their hands on bootleg imports. Alternatively, like us here at Fandom, perhaps they've done extensive amounts of research collecting data on the characters' relative power levels and running theoretical tests to arrive at a highly scientific conclusion. And as to who should take the lead in the next Dragon Ball movie, again, it was a close race, but this one goes to Short King Krillin. In the vein of Gohan making a comeback from low-key dad to superpowered Earth Defender, it seems like the internet wants to see another good dad get his moment in the spotlight. Look, he'll never be able to compete with his genetically enhanced wife, but you know, you can always count on him to show up with a bag of senzu beans right when you need him. That's it for this installment of Fanalytics from Crunchyroll Expo. Catch Dragon Ball Super Superhero in theaters across North America starting August 19th. And in the meantime, we'll be here spirit bombing away the subjectivity of opinions and going ultra instinct with the power of data on fandom.com.